twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another Orange Morning. It is Thursday, May 21st, 2026, here with Casey and Trisha. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Trisha.
Good morning.
I don't know.
It is a good morning. Already one client meeting in the books with some UK friends. It went really well. And we got one after this, Casey, that where you get to talk about fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to this Thursday. How about you guys?
Thursdays are my short day. I was actually just on the walk this morning with my husband. I was talking about like Thursdays are my short day. And he was like, so you have 10 hours of work in 4 hours. And I was like, yes, that is Thursday for me.
That reminds me of the end of my day today is going to see The Mandalorian and Grogu that comes out tomorrow. Star Wars movie. And we'll just move into HubSpot updates. So you guys
Are you missing George in this moment?
I am.
Was Trisha and
moving
on.
Yeah, let's just go there, shall we? HubSpot updates, I think is what we're supposed to be talking about.
I mean, I could have stayed with Star Wars, but if we must.
So there's 2 updates today, but I am officially, I've been kind of lost on how this page works for a long time.
It's the same as yesterday, right?
No, this is different.
Oh, that one's different.
But you sent me something, I feel like.
I have 9 on my side that are listed as May 20th.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I'm just like, what is happening?
But you're tabbed on betas. Like, you're on your betas tab.
Oh. That's me. That's a user error. That's a user error.
Yeah. Another Orange Morning, Casey, is where we go over the latest updates in HubSpot.
Okay. That was a user error. We can move on.
So we know how it works now.
We know how it works. It's the all updates tab. I'm fine.
All right. Well, I'm not going to waste any time because I'm excited to talk about not that one. Multi-video stitching in the video editor. Yeah. And every time I see one of these, I'm like, when am I going to just start taking advantage of video, the video platform in HubSpot? Because this update, what is it? The HubSpot video editor now lets you add multiple video files to your video project. Pull in additional videos from your video library, arrange them on the timeline's primary track, and edit each one independently. You can trim, adjust volume, crop, and edit transcripts for each clip. Branding and captions apply across all your clips automatically. As part of this rollout, we also added video film strips. Each clip on the timeline now shows frame by frame thumbnail previews so you can easily scan through your video while editing. And improved overlay editing controls. You can now crop, fit, and fill images and videos directly on the canvas.
And this one matters because this feature advances HubSpot's video editing from a simple clipping tool into a full-fledged video editor and creation tool. Until now, the editor was best suited for trimming down a single recording, cutting the intro, adding captions, applying branding. Multi-video stitching changes that. You can now build a video from scratch inside HubSpot, starting from raw video files and combining them into a finished piece with polished asset overlays and edits without ever leaving the platform. That matters because most content doesn't start as one clean file. Event highlights, iPhone videos, screen recording, stitching those together in a reel or a polished social video used to require a separate tool and a re-import step. Now it's all one workflow. And the new fit, fill, and crop controls mean images and videos from different sources can be resized and cropped to look right on the canvas without pre-processing before you upload. This is very cool. I'm weirdly excited about this part, this little like thing, but who gets it? Sure.
Who gets it?
What do you mean? Ugh.
Marketing and
Because my flower business is only on the starter version.
I mean, yeah. Only you had access to other portals that did have access to it.
Yeah, that's the hack, Trisha. I just upload my stuff to the Value First portal and then I actually have a folder in the Value First portal that's Casey's stuff. Leave me alone.
This is a pretty cool update, though.
This part's cool too. I talked to the video team a couple of months ago. I forgot I did that until we were like talking through this. And this is one of the things I had talked to them about is wanting to have more control over, especially when I go from like a landscape video to a like mobile video or a story-based video, social video, and kind of having more control over the cropping of that, especially the way that we do content like this. It's kind of hard right now to get this exact video to look right in this size.
Yeah, you don't. For sure.
You know what else is this going to make really easy is mobile. Doing a mobile clip from a video like this that allows you to like focus on Chris when he's speaking and then focus on Casey when she's speaking, which is pretty hard in the tools that we have right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. So like as the screen looks like right now, we could just crop like the three of us. See, that's where I get excited. I get excited, but then that's the work. Like the reason I haven't been on here is because like just the word editing and video like together, there's no short, like I have not, it's like, I can't do it yet. Maybe that's the reason. Like as far as like being able to, because even in the developer tools, like I use Mux for like clip and video, like hosting and management. I've tried to automate the process of, clipping and publishing, and it's been a challenge. So I'm excited that we're here because if the HubSpot interface can do it, that means maybe Breeze Assistant or Content Remix can do it someday. And so, but very powerful. If you're doing videos and you have access to Marketing Hub or Content Hub, like please get in there. There's another one on my screen that might not be on yours because it's sandbox related. And I think it's super important that sandbox people are going to get excited about.
Is it
It's
this
not
one?
that one.
Oh.
It is teams and record customization support in standard sandboxes. I'll just go ahead and share my screen to help.
There.
I would imagine.
I found
You
it.
found it? All right.
But it doesn't matter. It's fine. You got it.
So what is it when you create a new sandbox? Team-based record customizations from your production account are automatically copied to the new sandbox. Note, this enhancement is only available when you create a new standard sandbox and not a legacy sandbox.
And you shouldn't be creating legacy sandboxes right now. Why does this matter? You've likely customized record pages, contacts, deals, tickets, companies, and custom objects, so different teams see the information that matters most to them. For example, sales reps in different regions may rely on different deal properties and activity cards, while support teams may need specific ticket information depending on their workflow. Until now, these team-based customizations didn't copy over to Sandbox, forcing you to manually recreate them before running realistic tests. Now you can run true user acceptance testing with team-specific layouts, test workflows exactly as your teams experience them in production, build and refine custom experiences with confidence, reduce risk when making production updates. For operations teams and super admins, this means safer experimentation without disrupting live users. I just the other day had a client ask me about sandboxes. I have a client who came up in Salesforce and got hired into a HubSpot org. And he is really eager to learn, but there are a couple times where he gets a little disappointed in HubSpot. But what's been kind of interesting from my side of working with him is I know enough to be dangerous in Salesforce. I am not a Salesforce expert. And he will often ask for things that are like standard in Salesforce that give me like a different perspective, or I'm like, oh, that's actually really interesting, and I can see why that would be great. And most recently, he was talking about a sandbox to deploy something, and I was like, I started laughing, and he was like, what? And I was like, you're right, we should use a sandbox to deploy that. I just have been used to sandboxes in HubSpot not being that helpful, so it's still hard for me to like think of a sandbox. Retraining my brain there.
But also, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the Salesforce HubSpot integration, if that's a thing that you're dealing with, your settings don't copy over into Sandbox. So you have to set them manually every time you create a sandbox.
We're not. That might be true. We're not using the Salesforce integration.
He's just has Salesforce background.
Yeah.
The integrations, I think, like that's the part where they're building a foundation for the sandboxes to be really good. Mm-hmm. It's just going to take a minute.
Yeah.
And that's where in every other IT ecosystem, like it's like everybody's like, oh, of course you start with the sandbox first. Like, what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. And that's very much not the case inside of HubSpot. So even when people see, oh yeah, let's start in the sandbox, it's like, wait, what? We can't like match it. How does it not match production? Mm-hmm. Right? So they're building it up, but like most things, they build it up and build it out like better and trying to, avoid some of the problems. Like some of my favorite things in those conversations are like, but do you really need to go into the sandbox and build out this really little thing that you could just do a production right now because HubSpot's not going to break if you make a mistake?
Two sides of every coin, as they say.
The number one thing that excites me about this update is because I was thinking about the Salesforce integration the whole time. And I'm like, well, if they're going to set up a thing where the Teams integration settings carry over, maybe that means one day the Salesforce integration settings will carry over as well.
One day at a time.
Man, how does it work below? It's pretty cool too. Like team structures, but not the users in them. That's huge. Like all of these, like when you do take the time to like develop specific user-based experiences and you could not like test that effectively in Sandbox, like that was a huge reason. Team-based record customization for standard objects and custom objects. HubSpot defined cards from the card library, but not all custom cards or third-party app cards are supported just yet. Very cool. Of course, available at the enterprise level. I would love for us to go through this, through one more and avoid talking about the major update that because
I'm like actually curious about the major update and you won't let me do it.
I feel like I'm being marketed to with these major update and trending tags.
That's kind of true. You're probably right.
Right.
Yeah.
But
because we heard about the major update and how it is based on the impact to portals. And looking at that one, I'm not sure that counts.
Yeah. Still, the verdict is out on subjective versus objective major update tagging. But I'm not going to be selfish. And I know that probably 98% of the audience wants to understand that update. So new recommendation categories in the AEO tool.
I vote for Agentic Automation Builder.
Oh.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. What is this one? 3 new recommendation categories are now available in the AEO tool. Social, video, and outreach. Each one turns your citation and visibility data into specific actions you can take to improve how often your brand appears in AI-generated answers.
Why does it matter? Knowing your brand's visibility score is only half the picture. These new categories help close the gap by turning citations and visibility trends into concrete next steps across 3 of the channels that influence AI responses most. Social, the conversations and post AI systems pull from on Reddit and LinkedIn. Video, the YouTube content AI systems increasingly cite, typically for product and how-to queries. So Chris is going to double down there. And outreach, the third-party publishers and affiliate sites that shape how AI describes your category. Instead of guessing where to invest, your team gets a prioritized list of actions tied to where your brand is not being mentioned today. I have mixed feelings on the outreach one. I was just talking to a friend about that part, like the third-party publishers and affiliate sites that shape how AI describes your category. A lot of those are pay to play, and so I'm curious if Chris is smiling.
That's why I don't want to give it airtime. Like businesses, they don't know how to play any other way, right? Like. Surprise, if you start doing video, like how long have you heard that? For like 10 years or more? Like why everybody just wants AEO so badly to be just like SEO. And it's not in terms of like the structure and like the execution, but it is in terms of if you just show up as a good human being and add value, you will be found. And you will be found more so by AI because there's less rules and schema and like all this stuff to follow. but the industry is trying their hardest to build it in because we don't know how to do marketing performance like any other way, and it drives me crazy.
Well, I guess that's why I'm curious if this will fall out of AEO at some point, is really what I'm curious to see.
I mean, the intention is correct. It's just like, so the next step is like, all right, who can I pay to play? Who can I pay like to do this? Like, what's the quickest and fastest and cheapest way to get my link on every other site, instead of like, how can I show up in a valuable way for those audiences so that you'll recommend me? Because the way that I'm asking you right now, you're not going to recommend me anywhere else. But AI will tell you how to do that. Let's get to Trisha's.
I think it's
Trisha's
gross.
pick.
I just think it's gross too, because I was an SEO in the early 2000s, and in 2000s, I don't know, maybe a little bit later, but that was gross. That was gross at the time. Pay to play. It worked for a while, and then it just didn't work. And then as I continued in my marketing career, I still get people who reach out to me trying to sell me these links. Like, selling links just became its own industry. But amongst SEOs who were successful and understood that creating value and just create content that people want to consume, that is the key. This is just gross. It's still gross.
Yeah. So if you're going to spend time on one of these two updates, please spend time on the multi-video stitching and the video editor update. Like, not the AEO tool that's going to tell you that you should go use that tool. Like,
yeah,
just
that's basically what it is.
Videos.
I know we need to move on.
I do get excited about these two things being together, because if you can give me that recommendation in the AEO tool and then help me build that video like right next to it in HubSpot, that would be like pretty amazing. But that, just looking at that, between social, video, and outreach, like 95% of folks are going to focus on the outreach.
Because it feels like the quickest win, if you will. Like, I'm not saying it is.
We don't know how to do social or video, and that sounds hard. And I need to get people for that. And
yeah, that's what I mean by it's the quickest. Like, okay, I can just pay to show up on a list. Sure, let's do that one. That's cheaper than hiring someone.
Let's invest some time in these other updates. I hope it's okay. There's some pretty impactful updates here.
There are some big updates. I know. I was like,
that's our deep dive today. Like, we just do what we want on the show. I think the deep dive is the updates themselves. Every time I read the list, I find like a new word that is exciting. And you guys talked a little bit about Agentic Automation Builder yesterday. I think it's worth a double tap.
And we had the product managers on last Thursday for this one too.
Yeah. And Riley.
Okay. I've seen this.
I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Trisha,
you were on that show, Trisha.
I know. I mean, you just said double tap. I just rewatched Zombieland 2, and I was an hour into it before I realized that I'd already seen it once. So,
Yeah.
The brain doesn't retain everything.
Riley Powell and I are going to be doing an unboxing later today. And I'm really excited for that.
Nice.
Because he dove in right away, like he tends to do. And so I'll be unboxing this with him as the lifeguard in the Value First Team portal. So pretty excited about that.
But a very cool update, yeah.
On the other side of this, and this is why I didn't see it, so I'll have to rely on your screen. Associations packaging updates.
Okay, that's the one I wanted to click on, and then I was trying not to
Oh, finally they gave it a better name, but they need to. Oh, we had fun with this one last year.
Okay, this one is. I mean, this is fine. It's just like a little less. This sounded more interesting.
HubSpot is rolling out pricing and packaging changes, unlocking higher association limits for select association types. And the new thing is deals per contact, associate up to 50,000 deal records per contact record.
I see 500,000.
Interesting.
Oh, down there. Got it. Down there.
So if you are having trouble with association limits, check this one out.
Yeah, I'd say any record limits, any CRM limits, like, yes, these limits are here, but if you're running into them or worried, just talk to the team. Like, they're solving for the biggest of enterprises, and they just don't want to make all of the functionality available to everybody if they don't need it, because there's a lot of infrastructure required to do that, especially when it comes to associations. Create and refine email in Breeze Assistant.
I didn't think you'd go for that one.
I didn't think so either. I thought he was going to pass over that one.
I
for
did
sure.
too. And I'm like, I want to see what that.
I thought I was going to have to fight for it. Yeah.
So thanks, Chris.
I am interested in all the things that I know can immediately like be in the workflow of like the everyday user, especially as it can be a way to get them to start using AI that they might not have yet. Like, because yeah, you could have used Breeze Assistant to draft emails, but it was separate, and then you're copy pasting, and you know. But what is this? This is live. What Breeze Assistant can now create email drafts that can be opened in a dedicated Canvas panel alongside the chat. Once opened, the Canvas becomes a persistent workspace where users can review, refine, copy, or send the email directly from Breeze.
Why does it matter? Today, email drafts generated by Breeze Assistant are embedded directly in the chat thread, making longer editing and refinement workflows harder to manage. As users iterate on an email, previous versions move out of view, and it becomes more difficult to review and refine the draft across multiple turns. Breeze Canvas gives users a dedicated workspace to review and refine email drafts through conversations or direct editing before sending, making iterative editing easier without losing context between turns. And this is all Hubs and Tiers. I wanted to see that. This is one-to-one email that we're referring to. Interesting. So and there's okay, I get it. There's like a little V1 here, so I could go back to previous versions. I really like that. When I
check this out. Sorry, keep going. I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay. When I first started using AI to write things, I had I'm just realizing this like in this moment. When I first started using AI to write things, I used to say I'd like have it write things a bunch of times, and I'd Frankenstein it all together, and then I'd be like, okay, clean this up. And it's interesting, I don't do that anymore. Like, actually, I do much more like iteration than I do like changing things totally. You can go.
So I couldn't resist. And I remember sometime this week, like one of our goals with this show is to start digging into some of these updates on the show and show how they work. So this is me doing that. I open up Breeze and no knowledge base, no like Breeze Assistant in the background. I said, help me draft an email to Casey about HubSpot updates. And I was so ecstatic about this. Like, I found multiple Casey contacts in CRM. Which one should I draft to? Let's go number 3, Casey Hawkins at valuefirstteam.com.
as as Chris tries to bully me into
No bullying here, just value.
an email.
Just value. I found the right Casey, and I'm drafting the email now. Loading timeline data. Like we've been talking about this feature for a minute, and we're chat-based HubSpot for everything, right? What do I need to do right now? I need to send an email. I need to create a record. I need to build a report. I need to build a workflow. Like,
I need to create messaging.
yeah. And that's why, like, at some point, I need to create a video. I need to do all this cool content hub stuff. So now it said next to edit in Canvas. This is amazing. Pop that out. And then we've got.
Wait, is that an email signature that you have built into your email
Yes.
template, or did it? Okay,
Yeah.
so we didn't just pull that together.
Because it is not up to date. The jig is up. I do not use HubSpot for my emails. It's not up to date.
I know.
But so it looks like this is related to the latest thing on the timeline. So interesting that it took that. I mean, this is where it's like, if you're going to do it over here, do you have the context understood about what's about to happen? How much context do we need to give Breeze in order to make sense to come over to Breeze Assistant and do it? So if you're much less likely to know what you want to talk about, that's probably like, hey, I need to reach out to Trisha. Can you help me do that? Right? I haven't talked to Trisha in a while. Help me draft an email that reconnects. And then this canvas of just sending our copy to clipboard.
This is really nice.
This
Got
is really
to-dos
nice.
on the bottom. Got our toolbars.
I mean, this is just like as you know, Chris, this is just like the email editor in the CRM view. So
That's what I was
it has
hopeful
all of that. Yeah,
for.
it has all of that functionality right there.
Right.
Can you
And
edit it? You could. Some of the spacing's weird, for example. You can edit it.
Needs a
Oh,
line
yeah.
break.
Yeah.
It needs a couple of line breaks.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
That is
So,
really cool.
I mean, this is folks, if you haven't figured out what you're going to use Breeze Assistant for yet, I bet you can use it for this, almost guaranteed.
Breeze Assistant does a fantastic job of helping sales teams create that next response that is totally contextual to that person and what's going on with their account. I have done side-by-side tests of it against tools that are AI tools that are reading Slack channels, reading all the places, and are instructed to do this. And Breeze has done a better job.
Am I missing meeting links anywhere?
Are you missing meeting links?
That would be something I would have access to on the CRM record, right?
You usually put that in your signature, though.
I see what you mean, though. I do kind of think that's there.
I think it's missing. The documents, the templates, the email templates are not here. Just calling out not
What's
an exact
different.
match to what you might be used to. And those are the things I just gave everybody an out, right? A Breeze Assistant. I don't have email templates. Okay.
But you don't need email
every
templates because
email with a template.
You don't need, It just
But
replaces.
I use email templates, Casey. That's part of my task. That's the procedure that you gave to me when you implemented HubSpot. It was the first thing we went over about the greatness of HubSpot, and I can't do it with Breeze Assistant. Okay, I'll wait. Don't wait, folks. Just tell Breeze Assistant which template you want to use, and it will do cool stuff for you. That's awesome. Probably the most exciting one of the day, honestly.
I agree. I'm glad you see it that way too.
Yes. 10 minutes left. I guess it's time for Will It Workflow.
My only shout out is to simplified user creation and invite flow, but check it out.
I did want to talk about that.
Well, we better workflow quickly.
Yes, we do.
All right. What will we get today? Quote, help desk, create child record. All right. I'm trying to think what the use case here would be.
Yeah, I got to work on. I need to refine this use case.
Sorry, I'm the greater sorry, I meant more the like.
Right. Well,
figure out the scenario.
The issue I think is like, I don't like the words parent and child records. Everybody gets confused. Like,
yeah, so I'm immediately confused. Like,
right?
I can only think of how to use that with companies and any other object.
Yeah, exactly. So this is when the AI testing or training data got in the way, and I need to do some refinement. But if it says create associated record, right? I think is what it needs to say here. Even there, like, if we stay true to what's on the screen right now, and we know that everybody probably has the same reaction that Trisha does, this makes me want to put the app in the HubSpot object again. So like help desk ticket comes in. They need a quote for something for a different location that's not in the CRM, based on different address, create child company, like associated to the original company that might have purchased that thing.
Or maybe it's a subtask on the project record. Maybe this is some sort of like implementation thing, and they get the maybe it's a subtask. I don't know how that relates to quote, but
when you say subtask, tell me more.
So on the project record, you can have a whole set of tasks, which can have subtasks.
Okay.
So I was just thinking of subtask as a child record of the parent task.
Right. Yeah, the magic of this, as Casey goes into the workflows builder, is that you can create any kind of record you want.
So maybe the ticket comes in from the help desk, and I don't know why it would come from the help desk, but they already have something going on, and they've just like added on another, like they added on a product. And it's not like its own whole product, but or like a feature, something.
Yeah.
And so it becomes part of that implementation, but it's not its own whole thing. It's just, just add that on.
Yeah. It's a huge communication problem in manufacturing. Like the challenge of who's responsible when the customer has a need and they ask service or support, and it's very clearly like there's two decisions that need to get made. It's like, what do they actually need? Like, and is it an upgrade or something that's going to cost money? That's when support and like a lot of the subject matter expertise is over there. But then the next decision is, do we charge them for it or not? Often. And either that happens without the account manager or sales knowing about it, and they have goals related to that specific kind of upgrade, and nobody likes that. Or because of that, the teams say support, you're not allowed to like suggest any kind of upgrade at all. Just take in the data and send it to sales, or everything has to go through the account manager. This is the kind of scenario where quote plus help desk, I might create like 5 records. Like it could be a new location, new system, new upgrade, like, but based in the context of the original request, right? People are only sending you help desk tickets if you're already in a relationship with them, like probably. So, yeah, I think it will work well.
I'm struggling. The concepts there, I am still struggling on like how we actually do that. Like I get that the ticket comes in, so it, you know, I mean, maybe it's a record generated, probably.
Yep.
Ticket. Save. Where I'm struggling is like the creating a record. I don't think, we can't create a quote.
Right. Not for the ticket yet. Probably coming later this year.
Oh, well, actually, look, maybe I lied.
Maybe. Yeah.
I might have lied. Look at that.
Well,
no.
How do you like, I mean, keep going. I'm curious, like how it knows.
It would have to be so the quote has to be, the ticket has to be associated with a deal already.
That's what I was assuming, that
unlikely.
there would be an existing quote.
Right.
And they're just like, oh, we changed our mind a little bit. We want it to be like X instead of Y.
You want it to edit the quote. You want the ticket to edit the quote.
Oh, that's going to be a lot tougher.
Well, no, it doesn't have to edit the quote. It just has to let somebody know that there's an existing quote and a thing came through the help desk and like they want to change what they asked for.
I think the challenge from like, will it workflow perspective is the ticket associated with the deal? And the answer is unlikely without some sort of manual input.
Oh, yeah.
I think we just have to put a step in between where it creates the deal. That's actually where I was going to go in terms of creating a company like that. Then you can quote. That's right. Like they make you think you can quote against companies and contacts, but you still have to pick a deal like as you go through that. So we might as well just create the company, like the sub company. If we're going strictly child record, like we could create that sub company based on information that's taken in the ticket.
And then we need to add association. We need to associate it to the other. I
mean, there isn't the help desk piece of it. I don't know, maybe, but there's a whole lot of, especially in the expansion teams, cross-selling, like we have this company and then they go up to the parent company and they go over and they try to cross-sell into other stuff. That kind of motion is happening all the time. So I can absolutely see that parent-child need. I just don't see it coming through. It could come through a help desk request if like a current client fills out a form or a company fills out a form that is not like an established child of I don't know how that would.
But I can't create from the ticket. I can't associate this new company to the existing company. Like that's not an option.
Oh.
Well, we're going to assume that the admin is somebody awesome like Casey Hawkins, and in the background there's some kind of automation that automatically associates new creative companies.
That's true. I mean, yeah. So I have that workaround. I have a workaround where I would. So in theory, yes, you're right. I could add a property like copy. I'd have to copy the primary company over to the ticket, the record ID, and then have a second workflow that attaches those. But I will say, like, this will it workflow?
Please do stuff like this, like, folks. I think there's opportunity everywhere. Like, if we think of help desk as just like an intake channel, like that's help desk's role here. Like it can intake data in a way that creates the ticket that allows you to just do whatever you want, like in the system of record, right? And that's the kind of stuff like when you can, instead of saying, all right, they get a help desk like email and I should just forward it to sales. All right, what if you could look for specific product names? This is where if you relate it to like knowledge base articles and people are coming from there to ask the question, like, oh, we've planned for this. And what they need when they ask this question, like, is an upgrade, right? So instead of sending the email to sales and now you do all the stuff sales, it's like, we know that this converts. So here's the deal. Here's the quote. Here's everything you need to just be like, yep, this is what you need, customer, and here's how you close. Right? Why do I always have such strong opinions about will it workflow?
I'm on the fence on whether this will workflow still, to be honest. I mean, I guess it will, but it just feels like it feels like we're really forcing something in a way that I'm kind of like, I don't know if this workflows right now in a sensible way.
In a sensible way. So you would prefer the route where like a reason comes in that might be a new opportunity or upgrade or something, like we're just forwarding to the sales team?
I'm not saying it shouldn't. I'm saying I don't think the functionality works.
All right. Challenge accepted.
I'm not saying that, yeah, to be clear, I'm not saying like this isn't a good use case. I'm not saying it's not something businesses need. What I'm saying is like
which part doesn't work?
The child record piece.
The child record piece, yeah, that part for sure.
Being able to correctly associate that to the parent. Like you can create the child record, but a child like that, just calling it a child means it has an association to a parent. And I don't really see the path to identify the parent and associate it.
In the same workflow. Okay. All right. Fair.
To be clear, like you're saying, people should be. I'm not saying like there isn't a need. In fact, the should it is yes. It's the will it that I'm.
It won't by itself.
It won't by itself. You're gonna have to, and like I don't know. Maybe that answer that's a bigger question about the whole concept of will it workflow. Like, okay, if I run 12 different agents and a custom coded workflow action, and then yes, but I don't know.
This is why I want to start getting into the automation, the agentic automation too. Be like, hey, agent, should this be a child company? Yeah. All right. Do that. I think that's probably not that hard to do right now. I'd be more worried about the quote and the help desk part in the new map, in the new canvas. Do you folks have 5 more minutes for me?
Yes. I do.
because I really want to
Unfortunately, you do
hear.
know my schedule, so I
Yeah,
can't lie.
I know you do. Casey. We're eating into our strategic conversation time because I really want to know how the women of HubSpot hug went yesterday.
Aw, thanks, Chris.
Trisha, how did it go? I don't know. I feel like I'm biased and also as famously critical of myself as has already come up today.
Okay, so great turnout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the count was, but there were lots of people on the call.
And lots of people talking, which is what I'm always like nervous about.
Yeah, lots of people talking. A lot of right away, maybe because it was just a bunch of chicks, but a lot of very uncomfortable conversations or topics just right away out the gate, right there on the table. People feeling vulnerable right away.
Yeah, it went way more personal than I thought. Like we actually didn't talk much about work, which I didn't expect at all. I thought it was going to be way more grounded in like work experiences, but it ended up being way more focused in like people's personal experiences, and how. So the topic was taking some of Brene Brown's framework around vulnerability and how to show up centered in work, I thought. But what ended up coming up for me was how much everyone has in their personal life that they're carrying into professional settings every day, and how to communicate that in those professional settings in a way that feels comfortable for you. But so that, the people you're working with professionally can understand that you have a lot of things outside of whatever you're talking about at work that you're thinking about. I don't know. That's what I took from it.
A human being with a human life.
It was very much people were talking about how they were managing their external, like their personal living situations and navigating that at work. Like, how much of that do you share? How much of is it okay to share? What's the right situation to share? What kind of environment makes it safe to share? When is it not safe to share? And what people experience when they share too much. So it was very much walking that fine line of what do we feel comfortable sharing at work? But also it's so important to be able to have a safe space at work to talk about what's really going on with you.
Awesome. Well, congrats on getting it started.
Yes. Thank you so much, Casey.
Sounds like it's going to be a good time. When's the next one?
Next month. I don't have the date yet, but right. I think I'm going to do it once a month until Unbound. 3 of the main stage speakers at Unbound that were announced are women. So we'll cover each of those June, July, August. And then I guess hopefully, I don't know, I haven't said this. I have actually just thought of it now. Maybe hopefully we'll do like a little in-person sitch in September, and then very casual as I do. And then we'll go from there. I don't know.
Yeah, the Hug team does make it pretty easy to have meetups at Unbound. So I feel like your Unbound agenda is getting pretty booked up already, Casey. So it'll be good to, we need to start planning another Orange Morning run too.
I hope we get to record it live again. That was fun.
Yeah.
It also made me feel important, and I got a little can of coffee every day that I was very excited about.
There you go. I mean, like a run though, like.
Oh, the run. Like, the run. Yes.
Like a little organized, like 5K or something.
You did. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, all of the
Trisha's like, I
things
won't be there.
are going to happen. Yeah.
I only run when somebody's chasing me with a knife. That's it.
Okay.
So if you can pull that together, I'll join you.
Rather not.
More challenges accepted. Oh, remember, folks, you probably already own the value you're looking for in HubSpot or the ecosystem or at Unbound or in 2026. You just need to wake up to it. We will see you tomorrow for another Orange Morning. Have a great day, everybody.